Have a good one.
You too.
Thank you for being part of it.
75
Free water.
concurrent viewers.
And we're doing free speech.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm going to give up my seat.
Could I have your name?
Sergio.
Name is good.
Sergio.
Yeah.
And are you okay with being live streamed?
Yeah, sure.
Great. Here. We probably already did this, but I'm just going to do it just for... Alright. See, that should be nice and fresh.
Should put those on?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can tell you're an iron.
Cool.
Is this working? Hello?
Yeah.
Testing. I can't really hear myself. Why can't I hear myself? Testing. That's better. There's my headphones. Okay. Alright, so how are you doing today? What's your name again?
I'm Sergio. I'm doing all right.
Sergio. Cool. My name is Reid. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Do you come to this park often? This is our first time at this place.
I come often.
Yeah, it's really nice. Super open, nice little hills and stuff.
Yeah.
And just this random little bridge in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of cool. Yeah, did you mostly just walk around and hike and stuff, or what?
Sometimes I come here running. Today we just came to get some Popeyes. That's my brother over there.
Cool.
We
Popeyes.
Yeah, we usually take the metro here, get off at Chinatown, but today we actually drove.
Okay, cool. Sweet, love it. So yeah, we were just doing some interviews, doing some conversations today, trying to practice this way of having a conversation called Street Epistemology. And did you see the topics over there? Discussion questions.
I saw a few of them. Yeah.
Anything strike your fancy? Anything sound interesting?
Let's see. Can
Any
we
strong-
take a look at them again, or?
Sure. You know, we can get cool. Take a look again. They don't have to be these topics. These are just suggestions. It could be really anything you've been wondering about.
I'll let you choose. All of them sound all right to talk about.
Do we have the dice? We don't have the dice, I don't think, ready. Maybe I can ask. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Is climate change
Is climate change a threat? Want to talk about that?
Sure.
All right. And I'll try to keep my opinion, my position out of it, and you can ask me if you want after the conversation. And do you have any time limits? Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Cool. And so, is climate change a threat? Any confusion about words with this question? Climate change, threats. How should we define these words for this question?
Oh, okay. Let's see. If I just hear it off the top of my head, I'm guessing climate change has something to do with the temperature rising, and threat could be any number of things that we think are detrimental to some individual or to us as a collective.
As a collective, okay, gotcha. And the temperature rising is one aspect of the climate changing,
Yeah.
and climate it's different from weather. It's like a separate thing. How should we define climate?
I guess a meta weather, overall.
Overall meta weather.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And all right, so is climate change a threat? I've got the little confidence scale thingy, and if all the way to the right in black is absolutely yes, it is, or not sure, or absolutely no. Where's your current confidence about it? You have one.
I would say 2 tick marks.
You can use yours if you want.
I'd say right about there.
Cool. And what gets you to that level of confidence?
Well, I don't want to do either of the extremes, but I do want to stay away from the white side, just because I do think it's important, but I also don't want to be freaking out, because then, if we have mass hysteria about it, then we can't do anything about it because we're all too busy freaking out about it.
So if we're too confident about it being a threat, we might have mass hysteria, and that might inhibit us from actually solving the problem if it is a threat.
Yeah, I think so.
But it's also a problem. You're not on the left side.
Yeah.
So cool. How do we know it is a problem? It is a threat.
We have to just inform ourselves. I guess I specifically don't have proof that I myself have done, because I'm not a scientist. I don't investigate things. I do have a degree in psychology, so I kind of learned like how scientists go about collecting data and like peer reviews and stuff. So I think I'm just gonna have to take their word for it.
Take their word for it. Who in particular? The climate scientists? Are those the best people to take the word from?
I would say so. Just people that are actually investigating, taking some measurements, and I feel like a lot of the times, if you go direct to the source, like you actually go to like journal, and I understand that not everybody has access to that, but most college students do. If they go online, their college pays for them to have subscriptions to a lot of journals, and they can just look at the evidence for themselves.
Okay. So if someone was a college student and had access to a journal, what would be like the steps to figure out the actual data of this issue?
They have this cool thing like EBSCOhost, I guess. It's kind of like a Google thing, and you just type in the term, and they give you a list of articles related to that, and you can look at how they collected their data, what were their findings, stuff like that.
Any particular papers we know about for this, or how do we figure out which is the best paper to look at?
You look at a couple, and you come up with your own opinion about it based on that.
Okay.
And so I guess sometimes you can meet someone else that has also looked at some of these things, and they might turn you on like, oh look, but I wrote this here. What do you think about that?
What would the paper need to say in order to be that level of confidence about it being a threat? What would data need to show?
The data would need to show that some bad things are going to be happening, like the actual overall temperature rising, and the data would have to show that there would be some harm done to us because of that.
Temperature rising and some harm done. How specifically?
Well, we could talk about, let's see, I guess one of the things that they say about climate change that might be bad for us is it could lead to more unpredictable extreme weather, and that could have an effect on our food security in the future. Right,
so could have extreme weather events that affect crops or some other type of food supply, or maybe fish, I don't know. I'm not sure. So that's one way to measure the harm of impact of climate change. Any other ways?
I think eventually it might affect our economy negatively, like economic growth.
Economic growth? How would that work?
Well, I think companies are gonna have to, in order to stay profitable, they're gonna run into like some problems caused by climate change, like maybe wasting way too much money that could be invested in other places to regulate weather inside for their workers, or to produce certain crops, or to produce certain products. It's not going to be like, oh yeah, we can just go get this material from this place because now it's maybe not there anymore, or costs for energy go through the roof because we're running ACs 24/7, and then in the winter we're burning fossil fuels to stay warm.
Okay, so let's use the scale again for another question
Sure.
to get a scale about. If this is all of life on Earth is dead, and this is like utopia, where on this scale is climate change in terms of a threat? And I guess where should 50 be? What's a good metric? I'm just making this up on the spot.
Okay.
This is a threat scale.
Yeah.
How much of it is climate change on this scale today? Will it change in the future? Was it not as bad in the past? For today, what's the threat level scale for climate change?
So I don't have any evidence to base this on, just
your gut feeling.
My gut feeling, yeah.
Your gut intuition for it.
I would say, it's interesting that I would put it around as similar as the other one.
Okay. And what's similar in terms of threat level for this? Does this mean, how could we have a metric for this level of threat? What's the best way to figure that out?
Alright, so we're measuring how bad we think it is right now, right?
Yeah, what's our threat level scale? How is it measured? What's a good way to measure that?
Alright, so let's see, this would be, humans are not having an impact on climate, right? Like at all? Like we're not doing anything that's changing it?
Just in generic threat level to humanity, to human
Yeah.
society, to life on Earth.
Yeah, this is like, okay, we're not causing anything, you know?
Nothing
like,
bad is happening to
n-
humanity.
Nothing
to
bad is
life.
happening.
Okay.
And over here, we start getting like, okay, you know, like our asthma's going up. We're seeing like some situations happening. Over here is like significant people, or the quality of life is being deteriorated.
Quality of life deterioration. Okay.
Yeah, over here we have more people are dying. And over here, like you said, everyone's dead.
Everyone's dead.
Yeah.
Existential extinction, pretty much. Okay, and climate change is where right now?
I'd say it's like right here.
Oh, right there. So people are dying for this.
Yeah.
How are people dying right now?
Like, let's say you live near a freeway. Your chances of getting asthma or some other disease are a lot higher. Cancer rates are higher among highways and stuff like that. So we are seeing like a lot of people have these diseases that they wouldn't otherwise have.
Okay, climate change is causing increasing rates of asthma.
Yeah.
How is that connected?
Well, it's connected because there's something that's causing the climate change that's also causing the asthma, which is the burning of fossil fuels.
Well, the burning of fossil fuels,
Yeah.
like particulates of fossil fuels in the atmosphere,
yeah.
in the air, and that causes asthma if there's a lot of it.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Cool. And what could we learn to shift our confidence about the threat level of climate change? What would make it go higher? If something, would just more of the same stuff need to be happening, or is there a specific thing that would?
Yeah, just like an increase of people realizing that they're attributing negative things. Like, let's say, a company is not being profitable anymore, and they're like, oh, look, it's because of this that's caused by climate change, or more people dying, more people getting sick.
More sickness, more asthma, and like stuff like that, and more, hurt businesses. More businesses not being as profitable due to certain effects of the supply chain getting infected by climate change area. All right, what would we need to learn? What could we see to be less concerned about it as a threat? What would have to be the case?
We'll see a reduction of negative impacts, bigger yields for food, less disease amongst people, less scarcity of natural resources, stuff like that.
Gotcha, cool. Any other questions we should ask about this topic? Anything else to think about?
Just keep getting good data. Keep trying to see what are these negative effects, and are they going up? Are they staying the same? I feel like a lot of time we know something bad is happening, but we don't know which way we're moving on it sometimes. Some people will have you believe that, oh, we already took care of it, and some other people will have you believe like it's getting worse. Why aren't you doing something about it?
Yeah, so if it is a pretty significant threat and you were in charge of any kind of policy you wanted to make in the United States or the world, what kind of policies would you suggest happening?
I would move to clean energy. I definitely think that the technology is getting there right now. I think an investment would help everyone. It would be a win-win situation.
More clean energy?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Any other things?
I think shifting away from car culture, especially here in Los Angeles. We have things like the metro that if we invest more in it, the better it's going to get, It's cleaner for the environment.
more efficient, just
more
public,
efficient, yeah, more
public,
efficient public transit.
more efficient public transit. Nice. Anything else?
I would say those two would be my personal big things, and I do see maybe hopefully the new administration going in. I know they have some plans for high-speed rail. I think that's another thing that could help our country as a whole move away from the highway system and get places faster. I was talking to some cousins that live in Oklahoma. I have some other cousins in Texas. We were trying to get together, do something for the holidays. We do see like, oh man, it's gonna take us forever if we drive. We're not sure if we want to invest in a plane ticket. It's like, man, if we had high-speed rail, I could just get there.
Just
so
get
quick.
there
Yeah.
real quick. That sounds great. Love that stuff. And what was your name again, sorry?
Sergio.
Sergio. Yeah, appreciate the conversation. And if you see us again, we'd love to pick it up and maybe talk about something else.
All right.
And we'd like to offer whoever we talk to one of these little squishy puzzle pieces, if you'd like, as a gift and as a reminder for the conversation. And another, if you come back and get another piece and fill out the set, or if you want to.
Okay. Sounds good.
Cool. And appreciate the conversation. Have a great day.
All right, you too.
Later. That was nice.
All right. Even these squishy?
Yeah, feel free to take one if you'd like. Just one piece.
Just one. Okay.